Hey, Lance here, the Vintage Speaker Audiophile. I want to apologize for a gap since my last post, but I've run into a few health problems here, so I had to take some time off. But tonight I wanted to get back to this and just make a really quick video on one of my favorite audiophile recordings, Jazz at the Pawnshop. This is considered one of those standard recordings that everybody should hear at some point in their life. And I wanted to bring you up to date on a second setup I have here. Those of you that have listened to some of my videos before know that I'm a big proponent of YouTube. Not because it has super high lossless quality, because it doesn't, but the sheer volume of music and videos and live performances and just about anything you want to find out about a particular artist is on YouTube. And the quality is not bad. I mean, the YouTube supports uploads in WAV format and FLAC formats. Now, they're going to do some compression on their own, and the downloads are always going to use the Opus codec. So it's a lossy download. And you can hear the difference between lossy downloads and, lossless on good equipment. And that kind of brings me the second thing I want to talk about here is I've set up, I've got two streaming setups. The traditional streaming setup that I've used was an Amazon Fire Cube through an older Denon 3808 AVR DAC, and currently run into a pair of JBL L5 speakers. But I've added the Wiim Mini streamer as well as an SMSL DAC, so I can compare the difference between the two. And now the Wiim Mini, it's WIIM Mini. It's only about $80. It's a great little streamer. It's got a DAC built in, but I've read that the DAC isn't all that great, so I'm just using it as a streamer. I've got it connected to Amazon Music, and I've got them all set up running through an A/B type setup so that I can actually compare one to the next, which is kind of interesting. If you can get the volumes matching, and because my DAC is a DAC preamp combination, it's got a volume control, so I can get the volumes pretty close to one another. You can do a decent A/B comparison. And like I said, the combination of FLAC files with a high bit rate and a high bit depth on Amazon Music certainly sounds better when you run it through the newer DAC. But for everyday listening, YouTube is fine. YouTube is fine with this older DAC. I don't have a problem with it at all. When I want to do very, very critical listening, which represents maybe 2% of my listening, most of my listening is just more casual, off the cuff sort of stuff. Often, when I'm doing something else in the room, I don't need the higher quality. But when I want to sit down and really, really listen, it's kind of nice to hear the better quality of the two. I'm going to play a little bit here. I might get a copyright strike, but you can hear a little bit of this classic recording called Jazz in the Pawnshop. It's considered one of the great audiophile recordings. It's a live recording, but it's rich with soundstage, and it's you can hear cocktail glasses tinkling in the music, and it's just kind of wonderful. So I'm going to start with the YouTube version, and I'm going to play that, and then I'm going to play the version from Amazon Music through the newer streamer and the newer DAC. Now, I don't expect you're going to be able to hear a difference with this particular microphone that I got, but it'll give you an idea, of what the tracks are like on this particular recording. Now, this is YouTube. Then I've got it set up so I can, with a one-button press, I can switch to the other setup, the Wiim Mini and the SMSL DAC. Let's get a little more volume here. Now the new setup is rich. It really is beautiful. And switch back to YouTube. I had these tracks synced up, but they're not quite in sync right now. Let's see. Nah, they're not quite in sync. Those who have watched my videos in the past know that I've just, I've been a proponent of YouTube, even though it has a lossy compression algorithm, because it's good. It's not audiophile quality by any stretch of the means, but it's pretty good, and I get plenty of enjoyment out of that. Compared to the higher end streamer and the higher end DAC, certainly a difference. And for the price points of these new things, you can get now streamers for under $100 that are good. You can get DACs for $100 to $200, and they're all quite good. And you put the two in combination, you got some pretty good source music, as long as you're connected to a Qobuz or a Tidal. Although Tidal I tend to stay away from because it's got MQA formats. I tend to like FLAC formats a little better. But Amazon Music has 24/192 FLAC formats, so I've been very happy with the new setup. Anyway, I just wanted to get back in the groove here a little bit. Lance, the Vintage Speaker Audiophile. Thanks if you made it this far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you.